And you can invest and get more energy pills or whatnot, but it's really up to you. So now what we just did, there was a security system, a camera, and we actually used the non-lethal weapon, the stun gun, to disable it. And the thing is that it does it for a few seconds and it goes back online. So it gives you the time to do whatever you want to do, and it doesn't trigger the alarm like I was saying previously.
What would happen if the alarm did trigger? Or is that going to trigger in a bit here?
It would have triggered if you would have destroyed it with a traditional weapon, and now the guards would have investigated the area and looked for you. So you could still have the time to go hide, but it makes it more difficult because now they're alerted and they go in different patrols.
Okay. And we just saw, I think we just saw a skill where Adam could look through walls or something to that effect? Yeah,
it's we call it a smart vision. It allows you to see through walls, so it can be very handy whether you're stealthy or combat style, because you can see in advance where the enemies are moving or where they're taking cover or things like that. So it can be used for several situations. Sorry. A good idea here is to hide the bodies. This guy is not dead. We use the stun gun on him. If it happens that one of his friend patrols and comes nearby and sees him, is going to awake him, and now they're going to try to look out for you. So when you knock someone down, it's a good idea to hide him just in case that someone comes. If you're alone, I mean, all the other ones, you know that they're all dead, so you don't have to worry and hide them. But when you're discovering the area and everything and you do something like that, it's a good idea.
Yeah, and I guess this would play much differently if you just decided to go through with a machine gun and kill everyone that you could see.
Obviously, you would have to adapt your tactic a little bit differently, making sure that you have some heavy firepower, have enough ammo, and be able to navigate the environment and take advantage over the enemies.
Yeah, I guess what would you say is like the more challenging approach to combat? Does it require a little more skill to try and stay hidden and try to stay stealthy, or is it equally challenging to make sure that you actually do have enough ammunition to get through if you just want to open fire on everything?
I think both styles are challenging in their own ways. With stealth, you really need to pay attention to your surrounding, to see where the enemies are, and really carefully plan your move. With combat, it's like you said, it's all about making sure that you have enough ammo, that you have a weapon that you're comfortable with, that you're in a place where you know that you can protect yourself, because staying out in the open and facing directly enemies might not be the best idea in the world. The chances of survival are very low.
And this is the cityscape of Hangsha we're seeing here?
Exactly. So what we were saying, we're in Taiyang Medical, we were in the lower part, and our goal is to get to the upper part to look out for some information. And now we can see like it's all the structure of the second floor of the Hangsha city. So now we see the landscape of the lower part where you're going to navigate during the game. And what we call that portion the floof. It's kind of a floor, but it's kind of a ceiling at the same time, and for the next level. And its real name, actually, it's the Pengu, but during development, we always call it the floof.
Okay. So the characters in-game will not be calling it a floof?
Some people, actually, we kept it, if I remember correctly. Some people refer to it as the floof,
okay, and
some other people will use the proper name.
Well, good to know.
And here we just went through a hidden area where we were able to loot some more ammo, and now we're trying to go through that structure to get into the upper part of Taiyang Medical. The thing is that here there's a kind of a small puzzle where we need to access the balcony just over here. But there were, as we've seen previously, like 2 minutes ago, there were some electricity on the ground, and now we found a way to get into the small place where we could shut down the electricity, and now we're able to access the second part of this structure, basically.
And is this crate movement here? Do you have to get the heavy object upgrade?
No,
to
this one is the normal crates that you can lift without any specific augmentations. But everything that has to do with the super fridge or other heavy object like that are going to require the strength augmentation to carry those things around.
Yeah, so I mean, and that would move things out of the way of potential paths of progress, but you can also throw fridges at people.
You can throw fridges at people, and it's a very deadly weapon, right?
I would not want to get hit with a fridge, so that'd be pretty terrible.
And also, your friend, the fridge, you can also bring it with you because it can be also a portable cover. Because you can bring it wherever you want and take cover on it and maybe surprise your enemies. So not only it's a weapon, it's a cover. It's kind of it can be your best friend. Actually.
Does it work while you're carrying it too? So if before you actually set it down, does it block incoming fire while you're moving it around?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty convenient.
Yeah.
That's pretty convenient.
Yeah. I mean, you have your feet that are exposed, so you take some fire damage, but not as much as if you were coverless.
Yeah, and the health system, when you do take that damage, that's regenerative?
It's regenerative, but it's not the kind of regenerative that after 2 seconds, it goes back 100%. When you're hurt, it stays, the damage you take, so the health will stay to where it is for a certain period of time. And if you manage to avoid being hit during that time, eventually it's going to start to regen. So what was important to us, it was to keep the players moving forward and stay engaged in combat. But at the same time, we still wanted it to be tactical, where you have to manage it. Like you cannot run like a headless chicken, and you have to take your time and seek for cover and things like that. So you still need to stay smart about it. And
you can upgrade it a little bit. I see some faded maybe triangles up there on the health bar. I don't know if you can explain that.
Yes, actually, obviously at 100%, it's your top shape. Life is beautiful for Adam Jensen, but you can also take some alcohol or some other drinks that will give you like kind of a boost. And the idea is a little bit like, in real life, when we're drunk, things hurt a little bit less. And that's not the kind of thing that happens.
Alcohol is only good, right?
Right.
There are no side effects.
It blurs your vision a bit, but you're more resistant to damage. So your health bar can go over 100%. So.
Okay.
But kids, don't listen to me.
Right. Yeah, so that's 100% factually accurate.
Exactly. So now we're getting into the second part of Tai Young Medical, which is above the floof. So now we can see a bit of how look the second part of the city, which is more about universities and research places. And it's all based on green architecture, so it's a different feel than the lowest part of Hengsha.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot sunnier.
Yeah. And actually, we're getting closer to the sun, and we stay conceptual with the Icarus myth, and it's a transhumanist company, and the fact that we wanted it as you progress forward, you get closer to the sun. So it was
but not too close, because that would
but
be
not
bad.
too close,
right.
Exactly. So it's kind of a metaphor right in there. So now we got some information that there'd be some storage room where there would be very useful information for our quest. But the thing is that now we're getting into a zone where it's forbidden to move forward. You don't have the clearance to do so. So again, it's a game of choices, and you have different possibilities. You can try to be less subtle and get this guy out of the way, but obviously the chances that you're going to trigger the alarm.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want to mess with that guy.
Yeah, exactly. He has the heavy rifle and everything. So you could try to fight your way and go through the other side of the door. You could explore this area, and you might find a pocket secretary, which is kind of a small device similar to an iPhone, where the code that would give you clearance there would be there, so can be found, sorry. And if you go back to the guy and he's going to say, okay, fine, you can go in because you have the proper clearance type of thing.
Yeah, no problem, no conflict.
Exactly. Or you can do like we're going to look for right now. There are some heavy objects around us, behind us, but that we can use. But actually, right now, like this vending machine, but there's a guard, so we'll just wait a bit to make sure that the guard
I assume
goes out of the way.
Picking up and moving a vending machine would arouse a guard's suspicion. Just like, why are you doing that?
Exactly. I mean, and
Or this.
but now nobody sees it. No camera, nothing. So let's hide the body again. And this guy is not
And
going.
you can loot everyone too, right?
Absolutely,
Like once they get
absolutely.
out. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes there's nothing. Sometimes there's something, like now a pocket secretary, and that can give you a code for whatever. And in this case, actually, you have the code for one of the room that you would be able to access with it without having to rely absolutely on hacking. Let's say you don't want to hack, or your hacking ability is not strong enough, you could use that code to get past the door anyway. So now,
actually, if I could just ask real quick, if you had shot a lot through the preceding section when you were downstairs, would this section change? Like, would everyone be really hostile?
No, at this point, those two are separated. Even though it's part of the same structure, there's a big elevator, and by the time you get there, and we didn't want to. What was important to us, it was to allowing the player to experiment with the systems. And like, if you fail at stealth once, we didn't want like the rest of the map for the next 2 hours. Like, it's tougher because they're all alerted. So we kind of split it up in a way that you can. It's really important that you can recover, and that if it lasts too long as a consequences, I mean, you might just do a mistake and you're penalized for the rest of the experience, which is not. It's kind of a compromise that we do to make sure players can recover. So. We're talking about alternate paths here. Now we're going into the augmentation tree, and we're getting the super strength augmentation. So now we can move that vending machine and get access to the second floor, not the floor, but the balcony of that area. And we're going to try to get into the zone that is forbidden without having to rely on the main door. So right now we're having some trouble. Okay, good. It takes some skills, so augmentations don't do everything alone.